My microphone. Hi guys. I forgot my microphone. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it through another stinking holiday. Yay. I always feel so proud when I make it through a holiday. It was delicious though. This one was delicious. I found the egg with the money in it, which was good because I owed her $50 anyway. So I just gave it right back to her. I know security, but it's still pretty freaking exciting. All right, let's see where we're going to start. We're going to start with a different hoarder, not a hoarder. We're going to start with a hoarder. Let's just start there. So it's a landlord-tenant case, okay? And it's a hoarder. So the landlord was renting to a hoarder and I guess finally wanted them out. But that's not what happened. Look at how far they went to help this lady. It's crazy. I think it's this one right here.
Your department would be contacting the landlord to notify them of this requirement?
Yes, yeah, after this morning's inspection, I still haven't reached out to them directly. I wasn't sure if they were going to be here either, so.
Yeah.
But I will certainly make it known. My one kind of, I guess, qualifier is I would probably give the landlord a chance to give Ms. Shipley a chance to finish up cleaning that room out.
Okay.
And then at that point, expect the landlord to comply with that installing that secondary outlet.
Sure.
So,
okay. And Ms. Shipley, as you're moving through the rooms and cleaning things up, are you noticing other things that your landlord needs to take care of?
No, I have not.
Okay. If you do, that's the department, because he's coordinating what you're doing on the property and also what they're doing on the property. We want, once again, both sides to do what they need to do. All right. Now, so I understand that there are some...
Yay, CJ. I just have one question. Do you say, are we there yet in the bedroom?
Kind of more formal plans that have come up now due to the community cleanup day. We've got, and what date's that again?
It's April 26th from 8 a.m. to...
Well, there's a lot of bombshells before I even started the video. Terry, we're all with you. Can you drop us a hint in Discord when you're done? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So just let us know because we worry.
All right. And I understand you've made special arrangements for Ms. Shipley to receive services from the city for that cleanup, though her home is not located in the area.
Correct. Yeah, the first cleanup we have this year is for the south end only. We are doing a west end cleanup later in the month of May. Scheduling wise, Ms. Shipley's made us aware that her work schedule gets extremely busy in the month of May.
Okay.
So we're flexible with those cleanups. And the community developments who runs it, they're more than willing to extend some assistance to have a pickup scheduled at her property as well.
All right.
To kind of fit in.
And so you're expecting that community cleanup to provide you with an opportunity to haul away anything that Ms. Shipley needs?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Ms. Shipley, for the cleanup, what items do you have so that they can pick them up? Do you have items designated in a particular area, or do you have heavier things that need picked up?
So the one item that I was planning on having picked up was just hauled away this morning. So it was already put out to the trash.
Oh, okay.
So it was, a friend had come over and helped me. Well, she actually just took it all out completely and broke it apart all.
Was it a piece of furniture or something?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of furniture was it?
It was a bookshelf.
Okay. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Okay, so that bookshelf needed to go, and you already got that taken care of. So what kinds of things does the city normally haul away for their cleanup?
So, I mean, in the past, you name it, we've done we've done these kind of sort of pickups for the last couple of years. And it just depends on
So,
what.
excuse me, I'm sorry. So if she had like boxes of things, you would pick that up too. It's not just furniture.
Correct. Yeah. Smaller items. As long as it's not just loose. It's kind of like the same thing. If it's organized or at least in some sort of container, absolutely.
Okay.
No problem. Bags, boxes, anywhere, something like that.
So do you have things like that need hauled away?
No.
That they can help you?
Because I've already been, I've had people, I've been donating things already.
Okay, good. And so, well, I guess we don't want to use resources.
Mhm.
We want to use our resources. So have you been able to identify any items that you think would meet the criteria for the pickup?
The only thing I can consider that we talked about the filing cabinets you're trying to move up the upstairs. The wooden one that's kind of around the corner there, the taller one.
Mhm.
If that turns out that's not sound, I
Mhm.
guess that would definitely be something that
Right.
we would certainly come out and help you with.
Right,
We would just need to know prior to them to
Right.
come by. Ideally. But
at this point, I just don't know right now.
I got you.
Yeah, and
Bobby,
so Ms.
happy
Shipley,
birthday.
I received an email indicating that you had been contacted by a member of City Council
Yes.
to help you? Wow. So tell me about that.
Right now at this point, because we have a conflicting schedule, she works during the day and I work during the evening. I don't really, our schedules don't match up. Brian,
What kinds of things did she say she could help you do?
she hadn't said anything that she could help me. What she could help me.
I'm going to give you the evidence pics in a whole different video. How about that?
do.
Okay, so that your conversation with her was just trying to arrange a time to meet,
Yes,
and you weren't able to arrange a time to meet.
right.
All right. Could that be something that goes on the list and we can see if we can facilitate something?
I'll reach out directly. It's Beth Blind, and I'll look. I kind of plan on sending just a recap email out after this, anyways. But we'll try to better orchestrate something.
So that we can get some, so what kinds of help do you need now?
Right now, I would like to see if I could, I do have my nephew, because he's kind of his work schedule. I have reached out to him yesterday to see if he's able to help move the filing cabinet, a couple filing cabinets upstairs.
Okay, so you need help moving those filing
Yeah,
cabinets.
so if he's not able to do that, if maybe, Beth is able to help move those upstairs to what I'm going to turn into a craft room.
Maybe if Beth, the councilwoman, can move that shelf upstairs so I can make it a craft room.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Then maybe that's something you can specifically say to her. What we're looking for is a volunteer or somebody who can help move that. Are there any? I know that you've had some surgery and you have some health problems. Are there any other things that you're finding that are hard for you to physically do?
On a separate note, I'm going on a date tonight with some guy from Michigan. Oh my God.
To finish up, because it sounds like you're almost there.
Yes, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
So right now, I just need to go through a few things and get that room organized so I can move the things out of what he calls the entry room, which is really a dining room.
I see.
So I need to move things out of there because that's the room that we're going to work on getting done next. To have that carpet pulled up and get the floor painted.
Okay, the dining room.
Yes.
Okay. And then kind of getting those filing cabinets and all of that out will help you organize your workspace down there too. Which is great because this is your busy time of year.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is equivalent to what a toy store is for kids for Christmas. It's
Oh,
the big hoopla, the finale of the year.
oh, okay. And so centered around Mother's Day? Okay. Well, what kind of work do you do?
1-800-Flowers is for.
Oh, I'm very familiar with it. Okay. So yes, I see why you're busy around Mother's Day. Absolutely. All right. But Ms. Shipley, this is great news. And you know something? I'm going to tell you this. You even look different than you did the first day you were in here. Congratulations. You've done really good work here. Doesn't she, Bryant? Doesn't she even look different?
Yeah.
I mean, this is wonderful. I'm so happy for you that we've been able to work together to get this solved for you. And how much nicer is that place now with the floors painted and, you know.
I like it so much better than the carpet because the carpet you couldn't vacuum.
And this, I mean, what a nice.
Well, most of us can vacuum our carpets because there's nothing on them.
Listen, you're making a crafts room for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. And I think you saw the crafts room,
Yeah,
right?
I picked a few pictures of each room.
May I see them?
Yeah. So
Ms. Shipley, what was
Can I see them, please?
the most satisfying thing for you?
Getting rid of that nasty carpet.
Good. Okay.
So that's the second bedroom. That was the room that we had hoped at this point in time was where we were stopped at. And she's had it cleaned out and now she's
Just do it, Tonya. Just
add
do
things
it.
back.
Oh, this is wonderful. Yeah. This is exactly, you must feel so much better there.
Yeah, but I'm really hard on myself. It's not perfect. It's not where I want it.
Well, yeah, there's a motto that I use all the time. Progress, not perfection. So the next time you get
let it go.
mired in that,
Move on. Move on with your life, girlfriend. Move on.
thinking, just remember, that's what I say to myself. Progress, not perfection. So everything is progress. And this has made a dramatic difference in these rooms. And so wonderful. All right, so we'll come up with the list. You're going to facilitate a meeting so we can get some volunteers there to help with the heavy stuff. You're going to still work with Ms. Shipley about any items that might be even in that office. Let's get that as best as we can for you during your busy season because it'll be much more productive, when it's, and any things that the cleanup can pick up for you. Ms. Shipley, do you have anything else that is weighing on your mind about this that you don't think has been accounted for here?
No.
Are you getting the help you
I talked
need?
with him about, I know it can't be mandated, and I talked with the contractor about possibly doing some kind of treads on the steps because I have slipped on the steps as they are.
Well, they're going to make sure that the steps do meet the safety requirements of the code because that's their job to make sure that's safe. And so that's one of your concerns. Let's make sure we get that addressed in some way, or in some ideas maybe for that. Are they just bare wood steps?
Yeah, they're bare wood steps.
Okay. And so maybe that's a good brainstorming activity to figure out if there's something your landlord can do or something you could do or something that they could suggest that would be helpful. All right. And then
They threw legal away a long time ago. Instead of evicting her, they have just cleaned out her hoard. Even the councilwoman got involved to clean out her hoard. So the landlord can come in and start fixing things now.
and we're going to get that done, the cleanup, council member Blind. Finish up these last few rooms, and get you getting flowers to moms. Okay,
So am I.
that's what we
So
want,
like that.
right?
Yeah, so they don't cuss me out.
So am I. Why? Why are you always right about everything? Why do you type it first when I can say it quicker because there's a delay? I have a delay. So when I think something, I should be able to say it way faster than you can type it because you have to wait 20 seconds to even hear what I hear.
Yeah, well, that would be nice. All right, so do you need to meet with Ms. Shipley before she leaves to come up with that, or are you gonna schedule a time to get together with her?
What I will do, I think what I'm planning on doing is kind of, I would like to just send an email. And I can even copy the court on that if you'd like to. But just to kind of put everybody on the same page, here's where we are, and our next couple steps, and just
Because we want to get this wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this
We're almost
is,
there.
you've made so much progress. We just want to keep the momentum going as much as possible, get it wrapped up, and get you moving on to a much improved life in this apartment. And like I said, I couldn't be happier for everybody. All right, a time frame. What's the department requesting in terms of our final review then?
So at this point, and Ms. Shipley had sent me a work schedule, a tentative kind of their blackout times.
Mhm.
And the month of May is pretty much, I mean, you can probably speak to it better than I can, but very busy for her.
Well, sure.
And so I said, given the progress that's been made, if we can have like one good little push here before the end of this month,
Mhm.
kind of culminating on that cleanup day. And then I'm fine giving the month of May for her to kind of go after her livelihood. And then reconvening sometime maybe mid-June.
Okay.
Just
With the
because
idea that mid-June, we would have completion.
that would be nice.
If we're going to go out that far, I'm going to,
Is this not crazy? Is this not crazy, everything you're doing for her? And it just evict her and throw away all of her stuff. No, Linus, I didn't. And the clip is really good, but the audio is so bad.
insist on that. Okay. So I don't have any problem extending the time. And of course, I want to accommodate your work. We've got, though, a good 2.5 weeks before that kicks up. So, and the cleanup in between, and hopefully Councilmember Blind in between. So that means a lot of stuff can get done before she gets so busy that she really can't work on it for a while. Then we will have that hearing in June with the understanding it's all done.
And I did want
Okay.
to add too, and I don't know what, when you get on down the line past. the month of
Including
May.
all done, I want to make it clear, including anything the landlord needs to do.
Sure, okay. Yeah.
Not me.
Okay, I want
Oh,
both
no.
sides all done. Okay, so that's, if other problems get discovered based on the cleanup, let's make sure, so you can let the landlord know that that's their deadline as well.
I know part of the issue with scheduling Beth to help her has been that Beth is a school teacher. School will be ending, and on the tail end of this whole thing, there should be I would imagine, some good time where she's not at work anymore,
Right.
where she might be able to better accommodate this schedule to come out.
Well, wonderful. Well, it looks like what's left is really going to just, if she and a volunteer with her come to work with Miss Shipley, the three of them in no time will be able to whip out what's left, it seems. And as long as Miss Shipley remembers progress, not perfection. Okay. And that will be our guide. Okay. So what day do we have available?
I have 2 dates. I have one June 5th, and then the next one June 26th.
Okay. June 5th is, or do you want the 26th? Based on what you saw today.
I don't know, in my mind, I had. the
Okay,
15th.
I was getting ready to say-
I had the 15th is like, okay, that's middle of June, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
It's
but
2 weeks
we don't
into
have
June,
Actually, it's,
But I guess that the way the dates hit,
Yeah, we don't have availability to do the review then.
yeah, 26th.
Okay.
I'd be comfortable because she's done the work thus far.
I
above and
agree.
Beyond what we've asked
Okay,
for.
so why don't we
I'm
do
willing
it
to give
this
more
way?
time on the back end.
Let's go ahead, put it on the June 26th day. Okay, once again, making it perfectly clear, everything is finished before that hearing. Okay, and if there is some glitch here,
Mhm.
or there is some reversal
Yes,
in all
I
of
can,
this good
Bill, but I
stuff,
won't.
I'm going to give you the responsibility of notifying the court, and I will convene a court hearing prior to that if it becomes necessary. I'm not seeing that. I see great progress here. And so, but if something were to arise, because that's a long time to continue it, but if something were to arise, I may order another hearing, but I'm not anticipating. Okay. And, but like I said, I want to make it clear that to both the landlord and to the tenant, that's the deadline.
I will be in close contact with him, and that will give the contractor good enough time to work around my work schedule
Okay.
to be able to do the flooring, because he can't be in the premise while I'm at work,
Oh, okay.
because
Okay.
I work from home.
Okay. I see. Okay. So, then, but you work in the evenings, right? You said?
I work in the afternoon to evening.
Okay.
So 1 to 10.
Okay. And, so then they've been working around your work schedule.
Yes.
That's freaking crazy. I forgot to turn my light on. Is that not crazy, guys? He was going to evict her because she's a hoarder and she was ruining the house, the apartment. They all came in to help her, and they're working around her schedule. I wonder, they're probably paying for it too, all the hauling away. What do you think? I am glad that his apartment is getting cleaned. I am very glad. I'm very glad. I'm not, just like they said in chat. I mean, if she didn't get any help, any therapy, this is just a waste of time. He's going to be back in court again.
Okay. Well, that's June 26th. Should give me plenty of time to get all the floors done, the stairs done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rubber
And
ducky.
anything else, unless you discover something that I don't know about that's going to cause more repairs.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Then that I think sounds like a plan. So, Ms. Shipley, do you have anything else you would like to say, or any questions or anything about that?
My garage is definitely full, but it's just my garage. Like I can see my living room floor, my dining room floor, my kitchen floor. I mean, probably rubber duckies. No, it has to be CJ. They made a whole song over it. Rubber ducky, you're the one.
This process.
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. All right. Then what timeline?
11:30.
All right.
That's
So
a good time for
we'll
you.
do June 26th, 11:30. You'll get it in writing here today. No further notices will go through the mail. And then we'll contact Ms. Brown, let her know about that deadline for her client as well. Because I know she wanted to know, to make sure her client was doing everything that they needed to do as well. All right. Then we are adjourned and you're free to go.
Okay, speaking of Hoarder, nothing crazy happens in this clip, but I couldn't stop watching Mr. Hess. Yes, please. Yes, please, CJ. I couldn't stop watching Mr. Hess because look.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Euler?
Thank you.
Okay,
Go ahead,
perfect.
Mr. Crone.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a first pretrial in this case. We're just asking for a continuance for further investigation and negotiation. My client lives in Florida, so we do appreciate the ability to appear via Zoom today, requesting about 30 to 45 days of standard continuance. I did upload a speedy trial waiver this morning as well, with today being commencement date.
Okay. City?
Yeah, no objections to a 30-day continuance given the file waiver.
All right, let me just find that waiver. Okay, I have it here.
I'm just trying to pick out things I need. I won.
Okay, of course, you went over this waiver with your client. It has a new commencement date of today. That means the last allowable date of the trial is the 8th of July. I will sign that now. We will keep this on Zoom. If you want to date 30 days out, Mr. Moore, can you find a Wednesday approximately 30 days out?
Next Wednesday, about 30 days out, would be May 14th at 1:30 p.m.
How's May 14th work for you, gentlemen?
Let's see here. Is there any possibility of doing the 21st? My 14th is pretty full.
I would be comfortable with that if we had a waiver commencing that same day, but given the nature of the charge, the city needs time in case it gets set for trial.
Another reason why I got this clip, nothing crazy happens. It's just the hoarder I couldn't stop watching. A huge crush on this prosecutor. He is so good. So good. And you can't see him. He's just talking this time, but that's enough.
Sure, yeah, we could. I'd be okay doing a waiver, Mr. Saavedra. What that means is that speedy trial we talked about. We would do commencement. We would commencement on the 21st of May, and Your Honor, I could just submit a separate waiver at the conclusion of court. If that's okay.
Sure. So, Mr. Crone, if you make 21 May the new commencement date, your expiration date should be 19 August. And if you file that by COB today, Mr. Moore, I authorize you to insert my signature to that document.
Perfect.
We'll do it then on 21 May at 1:30 on the Zoom calendar. Conditions will remain
What is he
law-abiding
doing?
behavior, no similar incidents. Maintain contact
I
with
think
attorney,
that's-
maintain
yeah, it
updated minutes.
That is a dream catcher right in the middle of it all. I love this.
Email address to court. Don't drive without valid license and insurance. No consumption of alcohol, cannabis, or any mood-altering substance or cannabis use without a prescription, and no review of a BAC or blood test.
Okay.
Anything else from either party on Mr. Saavedra's case?
No, from me, sir.
Okay, Mr. Moore, are we good?
And I'll get that waiver filed within the next 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I need to see if Mr. Moore needs anything else. That's our clerk.
Thank you.
Okay, we're good. Thank you, both gentlemen. You're free to leave the platform.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take care.
Your Honor. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Okay, who's next?
That's gonna be, again, my apologies in advance for any mispronunciation. Timothy Chabald, B00104933. This is a motion to vacate. City is not objecting to defense's motion. I'll ultimately defer to them, but I did provide the court a hard copy of the proposed order as signed by the city.
Oh, okay. Mr. Klein, are you out there?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Klein, I have a hard copy here, so I will just make sure it's in order. I think
What in God's name does that mean? In this court, they have civil survival. Civil survival, not a video game. It's court, guys. This is a video game down here.
you also submitted an electronic copy, but the city signed a hard copy, so I will sign it now. I'm just going to cross out that you wrote Superior Court Judge, so I'll just cross out the Superior.
My apologies.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right, Mr. Klein, we'll get you a copy of this and we'll do what we need to do on our end.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
I just can't look away.
I'm ready with Mr. Appleby if the court's ready.
Yeah, we can do that one. I didn't hear the last name, I'm sorry.
Appleby.
All right. That's gonna be Mr. Christopher Appleby, 24CR25235. My understanding is that this case was reset yesterday from room 234 in order to accommodate disposition via Zoom.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, she's a crossover. I know the mess is doing that to me too. Okay, she is a crossover. So if you watch YouTube judges from Washington, you will see her on there. This is definitely not YouTube though. You won't see Krupa. You won't see Judge Krupa on YouTube. But if you watch YouTube Washington judges, you might see her.
Jen's going to be an SOC, correct? Go ahead, then, Ms. Backman.
That's correct. Nicole Backman, Department of Assigned Counsel, and for Attorney of Record, Mr. Philippi. I believe Mr. Philippi has gone over the obligations under this contract, as well as what will happen if he's not able to uphold his obligations, as well as Mr. Appleby's rights. I did speak with him before entering the SOC. I don't.
Somebody's trying to figure out what this is. Oh, it's a horse. I got it. It's a painting. Turn your head this way. All right, it's a horse. It's a painting up in there. This might be a fishing pole beside the horse. I cannot tell though where the freaking floor is. I'm sorry. All right, it looks like these are going this way. This is possibly the ceiling. So the floor would be down, but the wall is like, listen, try to find the floor. Wait till he starts moving the camera and you tell me you know where this floor is.
I believe he has any questions, so I do think that he is entering into this contract knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Appleby, we're calling this a contract because that's essentially what this document is. It's a contract between you and the city of Tacoma. The important thing to understand is that while the contract is in effect, you're not convicted of anything. And the thought and hope is that you'll do what you need to do and the case will be dismissed. So you won't.
Hey, how come he's allowed to buy one? Last time I went into an adult store, I tried to buy one of these toys and they told me no, I wasn't allowed to buy that. Rude.
Have a conviction. Now, while this lasts until it's dismissed, the charge of assault 4th degree, which carries a maximum penalty of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine, does hang over your head. So the parties are looking for a 2-year agreement here. So till on or about the 8th of April of 2027. Now, to be successful in this matter, you need to do the following. Have no new criminal law violations, abide by all no contact or harassment orders. Let us know if you change your physical or email address. Pay a one-time $150 fee. Again, it's not a fine, it's a fee because you're not convicted of anything. And in lieu of that, you could do 10 hours of community service at any state certified nonprofit. You would need to get a mental health evaluation and do any recommended treatment. And you would also have to do an anger management workshop. Parties, is that the 8-hour thing?
Yes.
Okay. So you understand what you need to do to be successful in this matter?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Now, of course, as part of this agreement, you give up all of your trial rights. So let me just go over those to make sure you understand that. You have a right to a speedy and public jury trial here in the city of Tacoma. Of course, at a trial, you have the right to remain silent, the right to refuse to testify. You have the right to testify. You have the right to hear and question witnesses who testify against you. You have the right to present evidence and have witnesses testify on your behalf at no expense. You're waiving all of those rights, though, when you enter a stipulated order of continuance, and you're specifically waiving your speedy
Another
trial
person.
rights for an additional 90 days beyond the expiration of this. In other words, to on or about 7/27 of 2027. Do you understand that you're giving up all of those rights?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Now, in the unlikely event that you don't do what you need to do, the city would have the opportunity to prove that to me by a preponderance of the evidence. If they did so, then and move to revoke, I could merely read the police reports, and then based on those police reports alone, I could find you guilty, or for that matter, not guilty of the underlying offense and sentence you up to that maximum that we talked about earlier. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
This isn't my first SOC I've entered.
Okay. All right. And the thought is that if you do this, of course, the case will be dismissed with prejudice.
Show
So,
the camera.
has anybody made any threats to you or any other person to get you to do this?
No, sir.
Okay. Has anybody made any promises to get you to do this, except of course the promises that are set forth in this document?
JK, are you married? Because there's Jen. I think Jen would make a great wife.
No, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions at all about your contract?
No, sir, I do not.
All right, I believe that you're making a knowing, voluntary, and intelligent waiver of your speedy trial, jury trial, and confrontation rights, and I will accept the agreement. Okay, what we need to do now is talk about times. So first, have you and your attorney talked about how long you would need to pay the $150 fee or complete the 10 hours of community service?
Show us.
I would just need a couple months to be able to gather everything because I just moved into my new place, and so I'm still getting everything all sorted, getting everything put together. I haven't really talked with my lawyer too much about that though. We just talked about entering the SOC today.
All right, do you think you could get that done within 90 days?
Yes.
Okay,
What
so
is
we'll give you
she
90
doing?
days to do that. About your evaluation and your anger management workshop. Yeah.
I saw what it was. Who else saw what it was? Somebody tell me what he had in his hand. Tell me. I'm gonna back it up. I have two guesses of what it is. I know it's one of them. Come on. What did he have in his hand? I'm saying it was either a Matchbox car or a tiny Spider-Man figurine. Ready? He's gonna pull this away any second. This little package. He pulled it off the shelf. He ripped it. He threw part of it away. Here we go.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll give you 90 days to do that. About your evaluation.
Matchbox. Maiko, is that Matchbox? That's Matchbox, right? Michael, I need your expertise. I'm gonna press play. It's Matchbox car. It's a Matchbox. Look, you can see the little wheels right there. I don't need you, Michael. I don't need no man tell me what no car is. I don't need no man to tell me what no car looks like. I know what car looks like.
And your anger management
Nailed
workshop.
it.
You have those done within 90 days as well?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get a 90.
Okay. What is this right here? I have an idea. I haven't the slightest idea. What is that?
Day date. And on that date, we'll be looking for either the $150 or the 10 hours of community service. And we'll be looking for
guys would be
proof that you
so good
completed
together,
the
though.
anger management workshop,
Yep,
which you
yep.
can do online. And have gotten a mental health evaluation that has been filed.
concur. I'm going with that. That's what I thought
Well,
it was too.
I think what we need to do is we need to do a hearing date because I need to see what your mental health evaluation says, okay?
Okay, hold on. That is definitely a soda bottle attached to all right, there's a handle. There's a handle. It's a soda bottle that's been rigged and attached to a pole. What? is that? What is that? Don't ask me about the court case, guys, because I have no idea. I watched this like 17 times. No idea what the court's about. Oh, is that a computer? Computer. Well, Chinny,
All
you're
right, July 2nd, 1:30 on the Zoom platform. City, you had a comment.
Yes, I'm doing this a little bit out of order. I'm covering this on behalf of another prosecutor. It is the city's intent to actually amend away the domestic violence tag on
I love that prosecutor. I really do.
this charge. I did notify Mr. Amua of that so that hopefully he was able to get that in the record. The allegation here is between two individuals that had at different times been staying at the youth center. It's not really your traditional domestic relationship, and I think it's debatable whether or not they could even really be considered roommates under those circumstances. Ultimately, the city is not approaching this as a domestic violence offense.
Okay, so let's let the record reflect that the city amended the charge to remove the domestic violence tag. So now it's a straight, and that was granted, and now it's a straight assault fourth degree case. There is a no contact order on this that remains though, correct? That's what the agreement by no contact order.
That might have been a box checked in there looking at this. I'm not seeing an order having been made on this case.
If I may, Your Honor, I never received a no contact order, and the victim in this case actually ended up assaulting me after this issue.
Okay, yeah,
So
I see no contact. I see no contact order on this case. So that is going to be removed as a requirement. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. What was the date?
My date would be July 2nd.
Okay.
We'll say 1:30 p.m.
So July 2nd, 1:30 p.m. on the Zoom calendar. Do you have any questions, Mr. Appleby?
no, sir.
All right. Anything else from either party?
Nothing.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Appleby. You're free to leave the platform.
Thank you, sir.
Don't start with me. You ain't married. Meet JK. JK. Meet Jen. Okay. I couldn't stop until I got Leslie now. I was invested. I don't know. I don't really remember if Leslie is good, bad, or ugly, but I'm not stopping until I get Leslie.
Just the break room. I'm not sure if it would have known.
Mr. Farrow is already on this leave. We can do that one in between since I think that's just a continuing. That's just a different option, isn't it? Probably the second.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. You wanted to do what now?
Mr. Farrow, you ready on this, Leah?
Yes, I am.
All right, that's if the court, Mr. Miller. All right, thank you. That one's going to be Angelica Leah, 24CR86228/25. Here today for a pre-trial hearing. I would note that the cause number ending in 25 is the infraction. The cause number ending 228 is the criminal allegation.
Okay. You have the SOC, Mr. Powell.
And Your Honor, I'm just going to mention, we were thinking we were going to enter an SOC today. It's actually going to be a defense request for a continuance. I e-filed a waiver a few minutes after that SOC, and I can make a brief record as to why. Miss Leah was under the impression she was not able to get her license back. It looks to me like she is, and so she also recently had a child, and considering how much of a difference being licensed is likely to make to her, not only her criminal cases, but to her life circumstances. I'm hoping to connect Miss Leah with one of the recovery navigators and potentially also help her with applying for financial assistance for the IID. She's not driving right now, but she does need it in order to get her license reinstated. So that's the basis for the somewhat lengthy continuance request. I indicated on the speedy trial waiver that the commencement date would be that next court date, May 14th, if it's available. Thank you.
Okay. And Cindy, do you have any objection?
No, defense did keep the city apprised of what the intent was today, and I'm in full agreement.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do then is I'm going to reject this, SOC, and I'll just pull up the, speedy trial waiver. Just hold on, please. Ma'am, how do you pronounce your last name?
Leah, Lea.
All right, thanks, Ms. Blair. Just hold on, please. Okay, I do have the speedy trial waiver. The speedy trial waiver does commence on the 14th of May and goes through August 12th. Does that date work, Mr. Law? Okay, May 14th at 1:30 does work. I'll accept that document. Okay. And Miss Lay, is the 112th Street address a good address for you?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right. I gave you your next court date. Please have law-abiding behavior, no similar incidents. Maintain contact with your attorney. If you do change your address, let us know. If you change your email address, let us know. Do not drive without valid license and insurance, and obey all interlock requirements. Okay. Anything else on Miss Leah, parties?
Nothing to say.
All right.
Nothing from the fence room.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to leave the platform.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll never know what the heck that is.
And then, excuse me, and then, Your Honor, I'm ready on Mr. Hess. That's going to be a plea. But if the court wants to take a shorter matter first, that'd be fine with me.
Okay, let's see where we are. We're not quite ready yet. Okay, we are ready. Go ahead.
All right, it's from Leslie Hess, 24CR 56628/330. I believe we have a resolution today by way of a change of plea on cause number ending in 30. On entry of the plea, city will be moving to dismiss with prejudice, cause number ending in 28.
Okay, I did see that Hess plea. Hold on, please.
What was that?
Hold on, Mr. Hess. We're almost ready. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Farrell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tom Farrow, Department of Assigned Counsel, on behalf of Mr. Hess today. I went over the rights that Mr. Hess is giving up by choosing to plead guilty today. I believe he understands those rights. He's fully aware of the consequences of entering this plea and is doing so freely and voluntarily. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hess, I have your plea agreement here in front of me. I'm going to go over it with you. Your true name is Leslie Hess Jr. You're 52 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What's your highest level of education, Mr. Hess?
I have some college.
That's fine. Mr. Hess, you're charged in this case with an unlawful possession of a controlled substance. Do you believe you understand what that means, or do you need me to go over it with you?
No, I understand.
Okay. When you enter a plea, you give up the following rights: the right to a speedy and public jury trial here in the city of Tacoma, the right to remain silent before and during the trial, and the right to refuse to testify against yourself, the right to hear and question any witnesses who testify against you, the right to testify and to have witnesses testify for you. Those witnesses can be made to appear at no expense to you. You give up the presumption of innocence unless the charge is proven beyond a reasonable doubt, or you enter a plea of guilty. And then finally, you give up the right to appeal a finding of guilt after a trial. Mr. Hess, do you understand that you're giving up all those rights when you enter a plea?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, your right to appeal is limited This charge carries a maximum penalty of 180 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. An agreement has been reached on your behalf. That agreement is as follows. The city recommends closing the case upon entry of conviction with no jail time, fines, or conditions imposed. So it would be 180 days with all 180 suspended, a $1,000 fine with all 1,000 suspended. There will be no fees or costs recommended. Upon acceptance of your plea, the city will move to dismiss your case ending in 628 with prejudice. Is that your understanding of the agreement that was reached on your behalf?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And you do understand that I don't have to follow that I can make any sentence to the maximum as authorized by law?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Hess, you're not a citizen of the United States. A plea of guilty to offense.
Possession. Possession of drugs, but I don't know what drug.
Crime under state law. Maybe grounds for deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States. Or denial of
lewdness? Was it lewdness too? I didn't hear that, but I wasn't listening, to tell you the truth. I don't think I've listened to this clip once. I can't. I'm too distracted. I can't do it. I would have to close my eyes to be able to listen to this. Blindfold me.
Under this particular charge, you may not own or have under your control any firearm under federal law, any firearm or ammunition, unless your right to do so is restored by the court of record that ordered the prohibition on possession of firearm, or the Superior Court in Washington State where I live, and by a federal court if required. Now, is that correct, parties? In this case?
No, not for UPCS.
That's what I thought. Okay, this is a Mr. Hessler, what I just said, that box was checked on your
Billy, you're right.
but it does not
You're
apply
right.
to you. So we're gonna just forego that. However, because this is a drug offense, your eligibility for state and federal education benefits will be affected in accordance with 20 United States Code, Section 1091, subsection R. I'm going to look at the statement of facts here. And it states that on August 7th, 2024, within the city limits of Tacoma, Washington, I did knowingly possess heroin, a controlled substance, which was not obtained directly from or pursuant to a valid prescription or order of practitioner while acting in the course of his or her professional practice. Is that it?
I wouldn't have guessed heroin. I just wouldn't have guessed heroin.
Accurate representation of what happened here in Tacoma on the 7th of August of last year?
Am I not allowed to say that? Because he just said it.
I didn't quite hear all that.
Okay, let me read it to you again. On
Billy
August
called it.
7th, 2024, within the city limits of Tacoma, Washington, I did knowingly possess heroin, a controlled substance, which was not obtained directly from or pursuant to a valid prescription or order of practitioner while acting in the course of his or her professional practice. Is that an accurate representation of what you did on August 7th of last year here in Tacoma?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. And although you didn't type this, are you adopting this today as your own statement?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Hess, has anybody threatened you or any other person to get you to enter this plea this afternoon?
No.
And has anybody made any promises to you, except of course the promises set forth in this document?
No.
Okay, then, Mr. Hess, to the charge of unlawful possession of a controlled substance, what is your plea?
Guilty.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hess. I find that you're making your plea knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I believe you understand the charge and the consequences of your plea. I further find there's a factual basis for the plea, and I find you guilty as charged. City, do you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor. City is moving to dismiss cause number 24CR56628 with prejudice pursuant to the change of plea on cause number ending in 630.
All right, that case ending in 6628 will be dismissed with prejudice. Okay, city, anything to add with regard to your recommendation?
It is a fully agreed recommendation, and I do respectfully request the court.
I hate pausing him because I have a huge crush on him, but okay, I won't say heroin anymore.
Follow it. This is Mr. Hess's first conviction in about 7 years. He's 52 years old. This is a situation I think could have been a lot worse to the extent that obviously both of these cause numbers went together with the same incident. And although he's pleading guilty today for possession, there's no indication that he had recently consumed or was under the influence.
You want me to say Clydesdale? Micah, that's just weird.
Whatsoever. So that means a lot to the city. I'm just glad that he wasn't having been actively consuming the narcotic in question while operating a vehicle. Given the circumstances behind this case, his cooperation with the police, and again, his first conviction in 7 years, I think the resolution being suggested today is appropriate.
All right, defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. If I could have just, Your Honor, just to have clarity on the firearm ownership issue, my understanding was the opposite, is that the 69.50.4013 does result in a loss of right to own firearms.
Mr. Dixon?
My only thought there is that UPCS was formerly a felony before here being a misdemeanor, and obviously a felony conviction does result in the loss of one's ability to own or possess firearms. I would think that that wouldn't apply here, given that it's a gross misdemeanor. Well, not even a gross misdemeanor, kind of like a super misdemeanor. But if there's authority to the otherwise, I'm certainly in no position to disagree. I just suspect that
Kind of like a super misdemeanor. I don't think that's real law talk, dear.
might be an artifact of when UPCS was a felony.
And Your Honor, what I've realized is I've advised Mr. Hess that it would have an effect. He's obviously made the plea with that in mind. I suppose if I'm wrong and it doesn't, that's not a detriment at all to Mr. Hess. So I'm happy to just follow up with that and confirm. So with that taken care of, Your Honor, this is an agreed recommendation. I believe it's appropriate for a couple of reasons. As Mr. Dixon said, this is not a case in which Mr. Hess was alleged to have consumed any intoxicant and been behind the wheel. The allegation is just that it was incidental possession, possession that was discovered upon a search incidental to arrest. Additionally, Mr. Hess has some significant health and mobility issues. He's actually an amputee, so has very significant difficulty getting around. He has a case that he has to deal with in King County District Court that my suspicion is when it resolves, it's likely to result in a resolution that involves treatment. So I suspect that Mr. Hess will be under some treatment obligations, possibly sooner rather than later. So my goal in negotiating this resolution with the city was frankly to try to keep Mr. Hess's ongoing obligations limited to as few jurisdictions as possible. So with that in mind, I would ask the court to follow the agreed recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hess, now is your chance to talk to me about what you feel is relevant with regard to your sentence. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Well, due to the loss of my leg and the complications from the accident that incurred, I've had a lot of pain issues and stuff like that and stuff, which resulted in some of that, the issues with that addiction. And I'm actively seeking help with it right now.
All right. No, guys.
The hardware is stuck in my leg. They replaced it once and the infection came back again, so the hardware is compromised. So I'm either going to be on antibiotics for the rest of my life or abuse the rest of my leg. So, and the one good leg I have left, it's kind of messed up too. So,
it's kind of messed up too. So.
But I realized I had a problem and I'm trying to do something about it. So.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Hess. Well, I will follow the agreement of the parties then. I'm glad you recognize you have an issue. I mean, I would hope that you get the help you need with regard to your other court and from the physicians, frankly, that are helping you deal with your affliction. You know, you need to be careful, obviously, because if you're turning to illegal street drugs rather than prescribed drugs to deal with your pain, you know what you're going to get, right? I mean, we could get fentanyl, it's just not safe. So I'm glad you are learning something from this, and I hope you get the help you need. So the sentence will be as follows: 180 days with all 180 suspended, $5,000 with all 5,000 suspended. There will be no fees or costs associated with this matter. And part of you wanted this to close, is that correct? Yes. All right, the case will immediately close. All right, anything else on Mr. Hess' parties?
Nothing from the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hess, good luck, sir.
And can I inquire whether or not is the interpreter still present and did the
Shut up, love. Okay. So we did the two. Oh, okay. Oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna hold off on that one. I'm gonna do this one first. This is Colorado.
All right. We have Sarah Bertrand, 230341 and 24CR148. Hello.
For the record, I love prescription medication for pain.
We have a little problem trying to get alternative defense counsel. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but all the attorneys that are currently on our list are unavailable for your case. Have a conflict, so you must have had something with somebody else.
She has a conflict of all the attorneys in that little town. And they have to go to Denver, Colorado to get her an attorney. I want to say this is Lemire, but I'm not sure. But whatever county it's in, which I think is Lemire, she can't use any of the attorneys there.
So at some point, anyways, at this point, we are waiting on the public defender in Denver to tell us who they're going to appoint. So I don't know that we can really do a whole lot today. Let me just look here.
That is a goal.
So obviously, I don't want you to say anything. You don't have to say anything. You have the right to remain silent. This is a petition to revoke probation. And we had you here last week hoping that we would have a
Simple Auto. Is that Lemire? LPCSO? We need a Colorado in to help us.
result by now, but apparently yours is more complicated just because there's nobody in the area. So you're likely to have it like a Denver attorney or something like that who will probably have to appear sometimes by WebEx, but obviously they would come for anything really important.
Would it be possible to have like a court appointed attorney versus a public?
She said right there, would it be possible to have a court appointed attorney versus a public defender? That's what she said.
Well, they will be court appointed, but from Denver. Now, the thing about this is that you have the right to have a hearing on your petition or revoke probation within 2 weeks. So technically we need to do it pretty quick, but we don't have anyone to represent you. So that presents a problem.
If we do Monday Marathon again, there is no buying minutes during the marathon. It would have to be a pre-purchased event because I would have to gather 24 hours of content just to make sure. I don't remember that on my list, though. I don't remember that being an option. Must be an option.
Actually, because of when, let's see when you were picked up.
Reverse. I'm gonna do reverse 80s music. What do you think, CJ? When's Monday? Oh my God, is today Monday?
It's like
I have a date
wow,
tonight.
this comes cut.
I have a date tonight. I'm going out with Donald tonight. There's no way I can do a one tonight. Me and Donald are going out. What should I wear? What should I wear on my date with Donald?
Well,
Big dog t-shirt. Done.
Is it the 8th or the 7th? Shilpi, can you tell? What day she was? What date Miss Bertrand was actually picked up? Is it the 7th or the 8th? 7th. Okay. All right, so we need to have a hearing. If you want to contest this, we need to do the hearing before the 20 or by the 21st. So, and I don't know when whoever it is going to be available. So this is going to be a little bit like I can't tell you exactly what the court date is at the moment until I talk to them.
There's no way I can represent.
You can. Let me just explain. So, the petition alleges, we might have talked about this a little bit, but let me just go over this again. So, the petition alleges that you were granted a deferred judgment and sentenced to be supervised by probation for a class 4 felony.
I'm gonna keep eating off this plate. Oh, it's good.
Burglary and harassment for 2 years. You were ordered to successfully complete the wellness court program. You were given a personal recognizance bond and released to ATC, Alamosa, with conditions that you successfully complete the program. The probation officer says that it's alleged that you were in violation of a direct court order and standard condition number 8 of probation by on April 3rd, 2025 being discharged for multiple write-ups and not able to complete the program or complete the matrix at Alamosa ATC, and that you were unsuccessfully discharged from the program, so you failed to comply with probation and with your bond, basically. Those are the allegations. So on a class, if you wanted to admit that you violated your probation, the problem is that your deferred judgment would be revoked, and you would be looking at potentially on a class 4 felony, a presumptive prison sentence of between 2 and 6 years in the Department of Corrections, presumptively. There was aggravation, it could go up to 12 years in the Department of Corrections. And if there's extraordinary mitigation, it could go as low as 1 year in the Department of Corrections. The harassment, you could get up to 364 days in the county jail. So you have the right to have a hearing where probation has to prove that these allegations are true. They have to prove it by a preponderance of the evidence, and you have the right to have an attorney represent you at that. You could remain silent or testify if you wanted. You could present evidence if you wanted. The district attorney, and like I said, has the burden of proving beyond by a preponderance of the evidence that either of these things is true. Looks like there's 2 allegations. So I just want to make sure you kind of understand the lay of the land here. But you can cross-examine witnesses, just like at a trial. You can present witnesses. You can testify on your own behalf or remain silent. So yes, you can represent yourself, but that said, because you're looking at losing this deferred judgment, usually it's a better idea to get an attorney, but it's always your decision.
Probably.
Okay. So, we're going to have to notify the jail of a date.
I know what I could do, guys. I could text Kingsley and get her to find out exactly what he's wearing. And then wear the same thing. Oh my God. I was playing a game at Easter tonight. We were playing this game where you have a board with 16 lines on it, 2 columns of 8. Okay. You with me so far? You have a board with 2 columns of 8 blank lines. And then you have a card with 8 different sayings, like fruits, or something you would not want to rub on your skin, or sports teams. Okay. And then you roll this dice that has all the letters. And then whatever letter it lands on, you have to fill up your card in like 30 seconds with only words that start with that letter. And if anybody else has the same as you, then it cancels it out and you have to erase it. Okay? Well, my daughter, she was on me like a hemorrhoid. Like, okay, one of the questions was, name something a baby can't do. All right? And the letter was N. So I said Nerf Sumatra. Okay, now Sumatra is an Overwatch character. It's in a video game, Overwatch. Sumatra is one of the characters there. And when you nerf a character, that means that the game developers write specific code to make them less powerful on purpose. They nerf this character because sometimes with all their upgrades and everything, some characters get too powerful and then the whole game becomes unbalanced. So they have to nerf characters every once in a while to bring everything back into balance. So it was an N, just like you, Nancy. It was an N. I wrote Nerf Sumatra, right? My daughter was all over me. She says, that's not a fair answer. Babies can't do that. And it said, name something a baby can't do. And I said, Nerf Sumatra. And she's like, no, it has to be something that a baby could possibly do. A baby can't do that. I said, I know, they can't write code. So she was very upset with a lot of my answers. So we get to this next round. After she really hated my whole Nerf Sumatra, which I gave myself a point for, because it's something a baby can't do. And she was sitting right beside me. And when we started the timer, I just copied every single thing she put in both of her columns. Now, if anybody else picks what you wrote down, that gets canceled out, and you don't get any points for that. So yes, I was not getting any points that round. It's okay, because I had such a huge lead that I could give up a whole round and get 0 points, and I still won. Anyway, she got so mad. She got so mad when everything she picked. I said, oh my God, I have that too. Oh my God, she grabbed my card. She threw it across the room. She threw it across the room. She was so mad. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do with Donald tonight. I'm going to find out what he's wearing and dress just like him. Yes, sir. All right, we're back on this lady who harasses people and can't have no lawyer because she used them all. Threw them away.
After we get figure out who the attorney is going to be. Okay. All right. Sure.
Do you think an extra day would help when we can set her on the wellness court docket this week?
Out of office said she was going to be back today. She'll get back to me. Supposed to be back tomorrow.
Okay, well, let's try that. Because obviously we want to deal with it as fast as we can.
Ignoring you.
Good.
Okay.
And
so we'll leave her set then tomorrow on the wellness court docket so that hopefully we can have an attorney represent you. The only question is whether we get somebody who can be there for that or not, okay? Okay. Oh, so we won't be able to talk about it and we'll take you off if they can't help us out. If it's someone from Denver, we'll try to work with it and have them try to appear by WebEx or something like that. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
What if she goes through all the attorneys in Denver?
All right, Stephen Heath.
I don't think there's anything else on this one. I'm just going to play it. I don't remember the rest of this. I might not even have gotten no, I'm not going to play it. It's time, guys. Guys, it's time. Okay. I don't even know. All I can say is the audio is better than what it was. But this audio is just atrocious. It hands down is the worst audio I've ever gotten on any of my videos. And that's saying a lot. If you've been with me since the beginning, Tina P, you will know that I put up some bad audio in my lifetime. I put captions. I couldn't find the word. I hate getting old. I put captions on it to try to help, but I didn't have time to double check the captions to make sure that they were right. So who knows what it's going to say. And so because I have the captions on, please feel free to mute it. There is a special guest in this clip. You might want to keep the audio on though, because this judge yells at this attorney and it's beautiful. But there's a special guest in this clip, which you know who he is because it's right in the freaking title of my video. And I don't know if you guys remember Judge Fleischer's courtroom when we first started watching. There was Logan and Pavel. Do you guys remember Logan and Pavel? Well, I found Logan in a different courtroom. I found him and I got him. Not only did I get him, I got him in a clip where the judge is yelling at the defender, so he doesn't even have to do anything. He just stands there with his mustache. Remember, he grew a mustache with us, and he kept it. But there's no Lucipurr anywhere to be seen. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not a miracle worker, guys. It's a miracle that I found Logan. I mean, that's pretty much a miracle, you know? I know. Me and Fozzie were walking in Texas. I was walking in Texas. Yes, I was. And Pavel walked right past us. And I looked stupid because I was staring at him and smiling. All right, here we go. I really, listen, you don't know how hard I tried with the audio. And I have something else up my sleeve to try to make the audio better once it starts playing. So once it starts playing, give me a minute and I will try to make the audio even better, but it's hard. There's nothing I can do.
Mr. Marriage is set to be done in May, and I guess maybe ends up.
Extend 18 months.
Okay. So you know what I'm saying?
Yes, and complete the application stuff like that.
Yeah, when it's supposed to be done, I'll okay. You don't have to do anything but that. After May, then you need to finish out. You can buy it. You know, okay. Please. I know you need to say.
All right, now you heard the audio. Now you know what we're dealing with here, okay? There he is. And you're going to see him better because he's in the next clip. All right? This clip, but he's in the next part of it. The next part of it is what you want to see. I just left this part in so you can see our Logan. Logan.
Real quick. I have the application for faculty and health coordinator to discuss this. I just need your signature. I would ask that people else to at least run that through and see if I can get an extra done it. If we can get her out of the bond, that she'll stay in, I think, Janet until as this occurred, I think this would be beneficial for her. They got, dual tracks upstairs. Do I just want to since they do handle both issues that perhaps are present in this case. Bearing in mind your concerns and the court's concerns, I think we all have those concerns, but I think this would be a good path to try. I've done other cases up there that have been successful, and I think they can lean on some of the core issues that we have here. Well, in this case, we don't know was. I don't know the inclusion criteria except for drug use. Judge, I do want to let you know that we're talking about this flyer in on the 23rd of this month. Okay. But I'm going to start with. Thank you. I don't see any yet from you. You got the. Eligible defendant must be confident and have a documented primary diagnosis of schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar disorder, or major depressive disorder. But one sheet shows that she has major depressive disorder. Here we go. What is your I can write it down. If possible, Judge, I can run that up and talk to the board about it. Yeah, even Cass, I don't see anything about Cass saying that she needs to be involved. Cass, that's the federal assessment unit. When they open ourselves, needy readiness, skills training. I don't know if they were aware to the extent of the mental health issues. I don't know that, Judge. When did they come into effect? No issue. I can't believe that. I can't rely on this. Yes, hold on a second, Judge. I just run that by the mental health court and see what they say. They might say, no, you're stalling. I'm not trying to, the reason why you're stalling, I'm not trying to stall. You're standing in the way of everything. I'm trying to get her the best treatment. Yeah, I don't believe this is right because I don't believe that there's a mental health issue that has been flagged by probation. This is just another way. Would you like to see the one sheet, Judge? No, I can see the one sheet. I'm going to bear Cass, the kids. So you're saying that this is not something I stand by. You need to call probation or need to get this corrected. But if I can rely on Cass, I tend to can rely on Cass. So are you saying I can't rely on? No, you can't. I know that too. So yeah, I wish that y'all would stop jumping me on one sheet because she needs to go to treatment, and everyone who's keeping up with going to treatment on it is putting a yellow at the law. I'm not. No. I know. Okay. No, you can't. And unless this is required, no. And I said she needed on go ahead or say for hearings. Man, you're going to either spend time in the county jail. Away or prison. Okay? I want you to get well, but I'm not gonna let you play games. All right, thanks. Straight lines. Got him going. We're excused. Okay. Is it for hearing or she goes away today? All right, I'm good. Do something. Yeah. No, this is getting. I'm sure you want to it's right there.
Our Logan grew up, guys. He's in a big courtroom now. They do murders in this courtroom. I got a murder trial from this courtroom. And I can't see how I can play it because the audio is just like this the whole time. Oh, it's just so good though. It's just so good and I can't play it. And I downloaded all these software programs to try to fix this audio and none of them work. None of them work. All right, hold on. Oh, I don't have it. Yes, I do. This is what it sounded like to begin with.
Mr. Marriage is set to be done in May, and I guess.
Rapid extend 18 months.
Here we go. If possible, Judge, I could run that up and talk to Norma.
Yeah, even Cass, I was thinking about Kevin, saying that she was in the world.
Cass,
And that is the whole murder trial. It breaks my heart. Breaks my heart that I can't play it, guys. There was nobody ever found. Just witnesses. Cold case. You know what? Since I can never play it, I'm just going to tell you he was found guilty and she put him away. She did. All right. I don't know if we have anything left of this, but we're going to see if there's anything we haven't seen yet. I think we're about.
Now, you can't go to Canada anymore. You want to go to Canada?
Nope, we saw that. I think we saw. I don't think there's anything left of this, so this stream might be over. I don't know if we saw this. Let's see.
While you're on this probation impact panel hearing, on what are 18 months? Has he done the TRS yet?
So this media player did an update recently that made it just extremely difficult for me to fast forward and rewind.
Okay, I'm bringing in your Miss Casimir. Do you need a translator? No. Oddly enough. Garcia Ibarra, come on up. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense, you're facing
Yes, I can. You have sex once every 5 years.
up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in jail to be probated for 18 months. Has he done the TRS yet?
Yes, ma'am.
No. You will do what's called a TRS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill these conditions. If you don't, a motion to revoke will be filed. You will be put into custody and we are going to have a hearing on whether to revoke your probation or not. It'll be DWI repeat offender education class, 2 victim impact panels, no drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over, an officer asks you to submit a breath test while you're on this probation, you must do it. A guardian interlock, 30 hours of community service, and 5 days in Harris County Jail as a condition. Is this how you understand it? Yes, sir. You know, the more important thing to me, Mr. Garcia Ibarra, is you're young. What are you, 35, 37? 33. 33 years old. Your history sucks. It really freaking sucks. You know, DWI dismissed in 22. DWI pled to in 23. Fleeing and eluding, interfering, and now open a DWI second and 2 felony assaults of a police officer. What's it going to take for you to get, man? Is it a 25-year sentence? You know what happens next time you get a DWI?
Yes.
What happens?
It's a federal in jail.
2 and in the penitentiary. That's what happens next time. And with your record, as bad as it is, it doesn't have to be where you're stumbling, stupid, ball-ass drunk on the road. The mere smell, in and of itself, they're going to look you up. Every single time you get pulled over, they're going to harass and harangue you. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what time of day, where you're going. Every time you get pulled over with your record, they're going to harass you. So why give them the evidence? Why give them, of all the aches and pains, one button and $50 anywhere you want to go in this life? Do you understand?
Around the world?
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense, like I said, it'll go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty. I'm going to find you guilty, and I'm going to sentence you to 1 year in jail. I'll probate that for 18 months. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels, guardian analog, no drugs, alcohol, 30 hours community service. Do you have any children? So if you do a parenting class, I will consider the community service waived. Five days to begin April 28th. You must report by 6 p.m. If you fail to report, this deal is off the table and you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand? Yes, sir. The other thing is this, Mr. Garcia Ibarra, I have to somehow get a hold of you so that you understand that we mean business. And there's 2 ways that we do that. One is by jail time, which now you're obviously not doing. The other is by hitting you where it really hurts. And that's what we're going to do. I'm now going to hit you with a surcharge that you will be required to pay. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. I don't know what else we have to try to get your attention, so that I'm hoping that this is it before you pick up a felony offense. It's a $6,000 surcharge and how much your court costs.
What was the job for? A year change?
1 year.
Okay, once.
I will give you plenty of time to pay for it. We will give you a 2-year to 3-year payment plan. So that will give you enough time. If you have any problems, you can come talk to us. But the worst possible thing you can do in this life is pick up another DWI, pick up another case, or abscond, take off. Because if you do that, that's just, it's a guaranteed motion to revoke. You understand? How do you plead?
I know this doesn't make sense, but in breweries, you know what I'm saying? In breweries, we have these crowlers. These are 32-ounce cans, okay? I make them. So I put whatever beer you want in them, and then I seal it with a canning machine, blah, blah, blah. So we have champagne to make mimosas. So I filled up a crowler with that. And I made it so that I could have it during this stream today. And then I left it there. And it's just sitting in the refrigerator, staying cold, sealed in a can. But I can't drink with you today, CJ, like I planned on, because I left it there like an idiot.
The offense guilty. I will find you guilty. I'm going to send you to this agreement. For what it's worth, I usually waive these on almost every first DWI. You're now working your 3rd. So at some point, like I said, we've got to get a hold of you to ensure that you don't pick up a felony or kill someone.
No, I just want to mention that I was talking to him about his finances. My intention was to ask you to waive it, and I understand you
And
made your
normally
ruling.
do, Ms. Casanova, on all first, but this is a 3rd alcohol contact. You know, I'll waive his supervisory fee.
We would definitely get kicked out at some point. But will there be cops involved? There's a high probability, but not 100% probability.
With regard to them, but I want to get his attention. And I think that probably the only way to do it is with money. And like I said, if you don't pay it, your butt's going to sit $100 for 1 day in jail. You're probably going to owe somewhere in the neighborhood of around $6,500 now. Any slower, you'll be going backwards. It's when people are watching. That's what happens.
Don't talk to Trey like that, Judge. We love him.
Anyways, you get the gist of what it is. Sure. So I'm going to have you meet with everyone. If you have any questions, speak with probation. If you ever have any issues, come talk to us. Don't just take off. Don't pick up a new case. And above all else, don't. $6,400. $6,400. That's it. So I'm going to tack on this fee, but waive all the other fees. Yeah. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm doing off. Dr. Mary Zimmerman, and I have a case number when you're ready.
No, ma'am, you don't. We're done. Guys, thank you so much for coming out today. I'm sorry I was late. I was trying, but we got there. Yeah, CJ, we would have to go out in a town that live streams their court cases, especially when I pull out my sit script. Slap that judge with a little bit of traveling. You should pop over right to OJ. Just so you know, OJ is getting so frustrating that I can barely make it through a stream because it's so frustrating. It is. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe the stuff that is going on in this OJ trial actually happened. It is unbelievable. I'm going to try to make it through another stream right now. And I don't know. The doctor needs to give me some meds to get through these streams. I hate these cats. All right, guys. Bye. Have a great day. See ya.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes hear a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray.